Welcome back to the Fundamentals Podcast, where we talk all things related to sports from a fan's perspective. This is an opinion based show. So if you don't like our opinion, I don't know what to tell you. We have our original Mr. Big Will and Adrian, and we have some guests on the show from Bros Talk Podcast. They family. I'm gonna let them introduce themselves.
First of all, bro,
Yo, yo,
relax.
yo. Oh, okay, go ahead, man.
Nah, you go
Yo,
ahead.
yo, yo.
They're cheesy.
It's one half of Bros Talk, T Broski, and the other half is my main man King DanO. We appreciate y'all letting us on.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Yes,
I
sir.
had to get y'all on. We've been on y'all show a couple times, man, and we enjoyed it. I had
Three
to get y'all on
times.
here,
Yeah.
Yeah, three. Was it three?
Yeah, it's three.
Okay,
Yeah.
three times. Yeah, so we got to get y'all on here more. Um, like right out, right out the gate today. It's been talks of the Bill Belichick not being first ballot, being snubbed, and my personal opinion, he's no question a first ballot Hall of Famer. Like I know the argument some people could make was, oh, he didn't win after Tom Brady, and you could say if Tom Brady went and played for another team, Tom Brady might not have the amount of Super Bowls he did. And you could make some people will say, well, he went to Tampa and still won. Well, by the time he went to Tampa and gained all that knowledge and growth, it is different. What if he had been drafted by, a Chicago Bears or by, you know,
Mm.
Atlanta Falcons or New Orleans Saints or whatever? You know what I mean? Like, would he have been what he is? So I would like to know y'all thoughts on that. We'll start with our guests, King DanO and T Broski. What do y'all think?
Other people can cry me a river. I mean,
As
that's just straight up. Like, if T.O. doesn't get their first ballot Hall of Fame, then and everybody had all these reasons on why he shouldn't, then keep that same attitude when somebody who y'all like gets skipped up for the first
That's
ballot.
true. That's fair.
So if we look at the thing, oh,
Good
T.O.
point.
locker room guy, T.O.'s this, T.O. all these things they were saying about T.O. and why he didn't get it. Well, Bill Belichick was caught cheating. The whole
Okay.
Spygate scandal is under his watch. The Deflategate, that's under his watch. All that is under him. So if
Good point.
they set the standard, now we have to live with it. Just because it happened to one of y'all guys, then hey, do I think he should have been? Yeah, but I also think T.O. should have been the first ballot Hall of Fame. So I understand what they're doing, what they're trying to implement. So I'm not gonna be. It ain't no fuss to me about it.
Yeah, I feel that.
You know,
I lightweight agree. When it comes down to the cheating part, that's what I think like docks him down, right? Is Bill Belichick a great coach? Hell yeah. Would Tom Brady be Tom Brady, the man he is today with all the rings and everything, without playing for the Patriots? It's for me, based off the way he was drafted, where he went at drafted, and his stock pick, so to speak, or his draft pick, not his draft stock. Uh, Hell no, Tom Brady wouldn't have been.
Mhm.
He fell into a system that worked for him, and they were
Yeah.
able to allow it to work for him and benefit. Now the downfall I always have with that is always the cheating shit and the fact
Yeah.
that it got thrown out. Oh, the bring me the files, I'll burn them up for you. That's insane to me. So we have to take in mind two, maybe three of those championships were cheating championships. So that definitely takes away from, because you got that on your record. There's nothing to smudge that. Same thing with the Devin Haney. We all see him lose to Ryan Garcia, but on the record, he has no losses. So he's clean on the record, but the reality is we seen you. We seen what you did. Even though you got the 7 championships, we seen what you did. So you have to take that in mind. So that's why for
Right.
me it's not really like a real big shot. because of that part. Outside of that, if he didn't have that on his record, minus that, if we never found out about it, first ballot for sure. And I'll be shocked if he didn't get it without that. But with that, yeah, doesn't really shock me at all.
I feel you.
I think it's
Adrian, what you think?
overall for me personally, just like To, I think it's bullshit. I mean, yeah, I understand all the other things that goes along with it, but even if you was to take away those 2, 3 Super Bowls that he would have got for the cheating thing, he still got what 4, 5.
4,
You
5,
know what I'm
yeah.
saying? He's still one of the most winningest coaches in the history of the NFL.
I think he's like
I
the
mean,
third winners,
yeah,
second or
something like
third.
that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I see the argument on both sides because yeah, the cheating thing, you get that's a knot. That's just like how they keep Pete Rose. They kept him out of the what you call it for the shit he did in baseball. He didn't even do that as a player. You know what I'm saying? But they still punished him for it. Or anybody else they didn't kept out of there, like your Barry Bonds, because they steroids type ordeal. But and with To, like when you look at like DanO said, like it was bullshit what they did with To. He should be an automatic first ballot Hall of Famer. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? I think it's BS because I feel like regardless, he still has Hall of Fame numbers. So I think he should have been first ballot regardless of the fact. But I understand the whole fact about the cheating thing. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. They did like what they did with To. I think To was another one that was a big snub. You know what I'm saying? He
But
should have
what
been a first ballot Hall of Famer too, but they got him because nobody liked his antics or whatever they wanted to call about, how
has
he was in the locker room. It has nothing to do
yeah.
with his play on the field.
Don't got nothing to do with yeah.
And that's my problem right there. So even when we talk about when we make that comparison, TL don't have a scrub on his record when it comes down to football, so to speak. You may not
Right.
like the run into the middle of the star, all that type of shit, the antics. You may not like that. People love Chad Johnson. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he
People
did the
love
same
Jackson
thing.
Dart,
That was exciting.
but exactly. So I say that to say, like, when you make the not y'all, just that comparison to me is flawed because Bill Belichick has something with football. It's not, oh, Bill Belichick beat up his wife or he has girlfriends on the side or he drives fast. This is a direct reflection. We can't say that we can't sit up here and say he didn't make it to a couple of those Super Bowls and win if he didn't cheat or if he did cheat. We can't
Right.
Roger Goodell's destroyed that for us. That opportunity to have that information to see what was really going on, he destroyed that for us. So, T.O., yeah, I agree. He should have been in. So, but Bill Belichick has a real blemish for football on his record. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Versus just a dislike towards a person because of you don't like his celebration. That's
Right.
the only, I hate that. I hate that alignment of those two things because are we just not going to act like Bill Belichick didn't?
I
Like
think,
even with the cheating, y'all still think that he should be not. You know, what I mean, there's people that still think he should still be first round ballot.
I guess if you really look at it from this standpoint, if you took, like you said, if you took away, let's just say the years that they have him on record for cheating or whatever, let's say it's 2 or 3 Super Bowls, they
Yeah.
won 7 total. So that means that if you got him for 2 or 3 Super Bowls of him cheating, he got 4 where we don't
No,
know if that was cheating, or he got 4 legit ones.
yeah, he won
So
But
six.
with 4, huh?
He won 6.
Okay, so yeah, 6.
he
So you
won
still
6.
got,
Tom Brady won 7.
yeah, Tom Brady
Right.
won 7. My bad, stand corrected.
So
But if you still take away 3, he got 3 Super Bowl wins. He got
after,
one
And
as a he got, and then he got one as he got one with he was with the
he has
Giants.
2 as a defensive coordinator.
Yeah, as defensive coordinator, so you put 2 more there. So he's technically got 6 still, 5 still. And he still got one of the best records as far as winning is concerned. But yeah, if you still could use that as a blemish, but if you took away those, you still looking at his record as like that would still qualify almost for another coach that would have the same type of ordeal as being a Hall of Famer, first ballot.
He's not a first ballot to me.
okay,
No.
say again.
He's not first ballot to me.
I
So
I think well, even if he's not a first ballot Hall of Famer,
Mhm.
much of the people that have a vote and much of the people that played feel he's a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Analysts, many people, right? Now, I've questioned the credibility of the Hall of Fame since the T.O. snub, right? This hurts it even further with the amount of people because people weren't really in an uproar when it was T.O., right? It wasn't as big as this, right?
Mm-hmm.
And but for me, I was
Which they
like,
should have been.
right, but I questioned the credibility of the Hall of Fame. I question it now because Torrey Holt keeps getting snubbed on it. It's been years, and he keeps And with this, I think now on a bigger platform, on a higher level, this definitely hurts the credibility of the Hall of Fame. Even because the people that weren't really fans of To, or people that aren't fans of certain players that have been snubbed, it seems like the vast majority is a fan of Belichick being first ballot Hall of Famer. And so with that, you're gonna get the vast majority believing, okay, the Hall of Fame is
Nobody
bullshit.
ever self-promoted better than Terry.
Sorry, go ahead. My bad.
You good?
I'm looking up stats. That's what I'm looking up. I'm trying to. I'm gathering my point. But go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, but yeah. I mean, that's just my thought on it. Just it does hurt the credibility. I do feel he is a first ballot because regardless, yes, he cheated, and hey, part of that we lost to the Patriots twice in the Super Bowl. The what was that? The 2000 season and the 2019 season, right? And so Belichick
2002.
was 2000, yeah, 2002, yeah.
Yeah.
Belichick was coach of both those teams, and so yeah, I got some type of feeling. I understand D Town's point as a Raider fan. The first one we could argue they shouldn't even been in there, right?
They shouldn't
Like
have been.
they definitely shouldn't have been in there. That you make up a
Fuck
rule in the
rule.
middle of a game, you know. But at the
Yep.
same time, what he was able to do over a 20-year span, even regardless of early on with the cheating and everything, it's hard to be a consistent good team for that long.
It is. It is. It really is. But if you're cheating, it's really not. So I'll say this, and this is my only combat to the whole cheating thing. So Bill Belichick has technically on his record, he has 8 Super Bowls, right? He has
Yes.
2 as a
Mm-hmm.
coordinator with the Giants, one in '87 and then one in '91. He got head coach. I don't know exactly when he became, but 2002, 2004, he won Super Bowls with the Patriots. The whole scandal with the cheating shit was 2005. So 2005, they won. 2015, they won. 2015 was the year they had Deflategate. So 2015, they won. 2017, they won. 2019, they won. These are all Bill Belichick wins. So if we take away those 2 the years that he had, so he still got 5. And I'm not saying he's not a Hall of Fame quarterback. I'm just saying
Coach.
it's, yeah, goddamn, coach, my bad. But, yeah, I try to put him on the field. But for me, when I look at that, I always, because the only reason it's an issue is because he got caught, right? Would you stop cheating if it allowed you to be successful at that
That's
rate?
definitely
You know what I mean? Would you
Well,
something to
stop?
look at.
Would you
but
stop? 9 times out of 10, you wouldn't. And you're getting paid off this, to be realistic. Like, the more Super Bowls you win as a head coach, the bigger your paycheck's going to be, the more you can offer, or the more you can get paid, the more credibility you got, the more players that want to come play for you. Somebody might take a pay cut just to come over there and get a Super Bowl with you. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
I say all that to say 2002, we don't have nothing of him cheating. 2004, we don't have nothing of him cheating. But from that point on, everything is questionable to me. Because 2005 is the year it started. You won that year.
That's the year he
Success.
got caught.
Exactly. So I'm saying, like, you won that year, success.
Niggas.
That's the year you got. So you could have been doing this 2004, could have been doing this 2002. Okay, you got caught. Boom. So from 2005, there's 10 years where you don't win.
Mhm.
That's your scheming time. You came up with a scheme now to come up with Deflategate. Now you figured out a different way to win. You started winning again.
Can we? I agree with that, but can we question? So I always question the deflate gate, and I think that one was more on Tom Brady than Bill Belichick.
Me too.
Well,
I always
I don't think there's anything happening in that organization without Bill Belichick knowing about it.
I agree.
That's why I can't put maybe
That's a
Brady.
big
Maybe
thing.
Brady's ideal, but Bill Belichick comes off to me as a coach that knows when his left tackle is changing a cleat spike. You know
Well,
what I'm
he
saying?
says that himself.
You know what I'm saying? He knows every
Yeah.
detail. So
yeah. Well, I mean,
No, that's one way to
that's
think.
fair.
Okay, yeah, I didn't even look at it like that.
I can't argue. I can't argue that because that is the kind of coach that he, as his self admitted to being,
yeah,
right? And that's what many of the players that played for him say. You know,
Yeah,
um,
true.
so that I have no argument for that. I will say, regardless, like Dano, you bring up a good point, and that's the times he got caught, right? Also, we can question you. You think he's the only coach that cheats?
no. I mean,
It, it,
if you're not cheating, you ain't trying. If you're not trying to push the rules to a limit, or maybe see how far you can get past that limit, I don't think people are trying to win. You get what I'm saying? So it's always
fair,
going to be that's just down to playing the game. Hey, I know I can't touch the receiver, but if I get close and I tug and I hide the tug,
right?
Yeah, home
cheating,
field. Yeah,
or is
Yeah,
that just me pushing the limits, trying to?
right.
Oh, that's
you
cheating.
you taking the rules all you pushing it to the very brink of the rules, see what you can get away with.
Hmm?
Right.
It's kind of like in in basketball to do the same thing. Tug on the little
Flop.
jerseys or flopping is another way of insinuating or
Yeah,
bending the rules
yeah.
to get a call.
But
I'm gonna
that's cheating though. If you bend the rule, that's cheating.
It is. That's a
That's
true
flat out
fact.
cheating. Even so, when you say
But it
he
happens
ain't,
all the
if
time.
bending the rule ain't cheating. Breaking the rule would be cheating in my book.
Breaking the rule is
Yeah,
cheating.
breaking the
Bending
rules.
it,
okay,
yeah.
okay,
Walking the fine line.
Bending, okay, cool. So if so, y'all, what y'all talk about right now is bending the rules, i.e., trying to do.
Pushing to the
But I'm
limit.
saying if you're doing stuff like, uh, if 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 I'm sending somebody to what, how could a coach cheat without cheating, right? That's what I'm saying. So like Bill Belichick was doing stuff that was wrong. So like, what could I do for my players to quote unquote bend the rules without breaking them,
Okay,
so
so
to speak, in that regard of a coach, i.e., deflate gate. That would be my I'm gonna turn a blind eye to something that I know is going on. Tom Brady is back there doing something. Why? Because I've played 114 games with this dude already, and he's never back there like this. Now all of a sudden he's back there like this. What the fuck is going on? You don't think if
Yeah,
I go ask the ball boy, he's gonna tell me? Hell yeah, he's gonna tell me because he'll lose his job. I can't fire Tom Brady like that. So I'll go ask him, and then I'm gonna turn a blind eye to that. So to me, that would be like the bending, but they were flat out breaking them.
well
You
that
know what I mean? Like,
we don't really know because like let's say the rule states, hey, you can't have a video of another team practicing. And that's a blanket. You can't
yes,
have video of another team practice.
yeah,
That don't mean I can't have audio.
yeah.
that's
Right.
that's
That's
true.
true.
So that's
okay.
how I
So,
look at
but
it.
that's not cheating.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I'm just
not
reading the
cheating.
way the rules say
That's
this.
So, right.
And I'm not doing that. Granted, you should probably change the rule afterward and say, well, you can't have video and audio because I said video,
Yeah.
I meant all of it, but I didn't put it in fine print.
Right.
got it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Well,
So
and
I would
go
say
ahead.
I'm not shocked of him not making first ballot. I would be shocked if he didn't make it at all, which I doubt that very seriously. I
Oh,
think it's like one of them,
I'm shocked he didn't
huh?
make the first ballot. He's in that good old
Yeah,
boy. Yeah, he's in the good boy.
I'm shocked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm shocked he didn't make first ballot because it's not even if you was to take away or like how you say put everything into. We know Belichick is in that, like DanO say, that good boys club. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Everybody
Good old
loves
boys.
Belichick.
Yep.
Everybody loved the Patriots. Everybody's a Tom Brady. All the media is, you know what I'm saying, for him to not make first ballot because some people in the media didn't put him in is shocking.
Yeah.
But
Like
As
that's
much
T.O.,
as they love him.
we know it's like with T.O. We knew it ain't T.O.'s play. It's people who didn't like T.O. How
yeah.
he
Yeah.
was supposedly portrayed outside the football,
That's
the lines. So it's just like the media didn't like T.O. So T.O. didn't get first ballot. The media tends to love Belichick,
Belichick.
love
That's
Brady,
where it's
and
Well,
he
they
didn't get
have.
first
Man.
ballot.
You got it. Well, since he left the NFL, his favor has been falling off. Like I know they
Oh,
bash him
yeah.
about having they bash his personal life and what he's done at North Carolina. So that shouldn't play a role in it, but it's media.
We know it's
We
going
all
to.
got
yeah.
to play
We know
in
how
it.
the media does.
me personally. I'm not saying I don't dislike Bill Belichick as a human. I don't know him, but I definitely every time he's brought up for how good I think he's a great coach, right? I think they
No,
had a great system with the Patriots, but me personally, it's hard for me to give him as much credibility as Andy Reid because Andy Reid's never got caught for this shit. That's
Nah,
the
Andy
only
Reid much
reason. Like
better
that's
anyway.
why I take away because I just ran y'all down my thought process, and that's the
Yeah.
only reason for me. It's not
Yeah.
really shocking because that's the first thing that goes through my head. Oh, he
Yeah.
didn't make it. Oh, I know why. You know what I'm saying? I can tell you
Yeah.
exactly why I feel this is the reason why he didn't make it. T.O.,
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
I don't I could other than what y'all saying is personal feelings, and I don't feel like your personal feelings should be allowed to stop somebody from getting into the Hall of
And
Fame. I.e.,
that is the
that's why
reason
I'm not
why.
on that's why I'm not out there uh picking people. Because I
Yeah.
definitely got something to say.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Well, we talked about every coach, kind of bending the rule and everything. Um, that kind of leads me into another thing that I wanted to talk about. I'm somebody that I hate analytics. Like I hate that coaching is just taken away by the analytics. Every time there's a 4th and 1, you hear the analysts say, well, analytics say, the announcers and color commentators always mention analytics, right? And that's been a thing over the last 15 years, and it's increased, right? I think the numbers show that over the last 5 years, 92% of the NFL teams use analytics, right?
Mhm.
And the coaching system use analytics, and analytics gets deep, right? It gets into understanding when the players are tired based on the different kind of uniforms that now track all these things, all of that. And in my opinion, to a degree, that's part of the bending the rules, right? It's not cheating because it's allowed, but it's kind of bending some things because I remember the old school days where coaches just went on a gut, or when players even went off their gut. Like they would look at things and be like, okay, well, he has this tendency, and I know that from watching film, right?
Which is
But
analytics. Yeah,
it is
film
right,
watching
but
is the base of analytics. All the analytics to me, like that's when they say, okay, so we'd go in a film session and we'll watch it. Analytics is the notes that's turned in from said film session. Like, hey, we know on 3rd and 6, they like to do uh 17 passes went there, and over half of them were deep crossing routes. No,
okay,
there goes your analytics. There goes your number. So there's just a guy
yeah,
who's in there studying the film, getting numbers, and handing numbers to a coach right there on a spreadsheet.
yeah, or an
But the
iPad,
difference the but the difference nowadays is you got IG, you got TikTok, you got other forms of analytics. So what we're doing is it's like a filtration system. You're gonna take in as much data as it's like America. They take in as much data, saving everybody's text, phone, all this. They're saving as much data as they possibly can and filter through it and only holding on to the pertinent information. So the fact that Stephon Diggs got his hair braided straight back, he's only wearing one earring and wore baggy pants, and Cardi flew with him, we know that he's going to perform at this level just based off the analytics. How do we got that? Is because of the data. Now, granted, this information may not ever make it to the coach at all because the coach don't give a damn about, oh man, Stephon Diggs got the new shoes or Dak Prescott's got the new book bag from Dallas. Or they don't care to a degree where it doesn't matter on the football field. But if you bring that information, like King DanO said, that's the stuff that's going to make it to that board meeting. Right now, we're in a world of data, information.
Yeah.
We wasn't tracking that Lawrence Taylor was on cocaine back then. You know what I'm saying? We wasn't. People probably knew that's cokeheads and probably was on that same type of realm with him or playing with him, so to speak. But that shit wasn't out there. But now that we know, I guarantee you can go back and get quote unquote analytics based off his information, and you can pull that data and say, oh, these are the games. I can say he was coked up or he was like this or he was like that based off of the data. And I think right now we're just in a world where it's so much data coming in. You're going to have stupid ass analytics and you're going to have meaningful analytics, period. And all of them is quote unquote good because I've bet on FanDuel or whatever like that. And I'll hear King DanO say, oh man, this dude, they said he did this today. He's supposed to go off based off what they saying. The motherfucker go off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're like, oh, snaps. Okay, cool. So somewhere, at some point in time, somebody's putting 2 and 2 together and it makes sense. So am I not supposed to bring that information to the table? Or do I just hold on to it to myself and just be like, oh, it ain't nothing? And then it also gives a lot of, I can say meaningful, a lot of meaningful recognition to meaningless things. So like Tom Brady threw his third touchdown to the left side of the field on a rainy Tuesday playing against the Bengals.
Oh, yeah,
This is his third time doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Meaningless stats.
so yeah. So like it's meaningful. He threw a touchdown, but it's meaningless because don't nobody care that it's the third Tuesday playing against the Bengals.
They used to do that with LeBron all the time. Like he scored this many points on a Tuesday against whatever team. Like so, you know.
But some of that shit means something. Like home games, right? You tend to think that if I have a week of preparation and I'm playing at home versus the Patriots flying to LA.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? 3 days before the game, you would assume that they might be jet lagged or they might be a little bit off their note. It may take them to the second half to actually get on rhythm because they ain't had as much practice, or when people go fight in UFC in Big Bear because of the altitude. Those type of things matter. So, oh man, he training up there. He's probably going to come in bigger or he's probably going to come in faster this year because of his training regimen. So all those things to me, like, I love the analytics, I personally, and I like the stupid shit too, even though it really don't mean nothing, but I love it. I love it.
I think my bigger issue with it is like, you remember we used to play like Madden or college football, right? And it'd be 4th and 1. And we're usually going for it if we're on this side of the 50, right? And 20 years ago, we were doing that on video games, but no, NFL teams weren't doing that. They were taking the points. They weren't, you know what I mean? They were taking the points. Now, everybody's going for it.
Yeah.
4th and 1. Oh, I'm on my side of the 50. I'm going for it.
Because it makes sense.
That's because they came up with a master play called the tush push that allows everybody to quote unquote get it. So analytically, the likelihood of me getting the first down is higher now based off of this than it was back in the day.
No, I don't disagree. But
you don't like those analytics though.
I'm
gonna tell you right now, as far as analytics, like in football, basketball, I don't like it because basketball tends to make, for me personally, it makes a boring brand because I don't like to see
Agreed.
just threes being chucked up all day
That's it.
long,
That's all we see.
or
No
but
defense
analytics
being played.
say, of course, analytics say 3-point shot better than a long range two. Makes sense, perfect sense. I just don't like it because the brand of basketball, it makes it boring for me to watch every team play the same exact style almost. Pick and roll, pick and pop, 3-point, inside two. Makes sense to play like that, but it's just boring for me as a fan in my perspective. That's where I get, like, in football, it's a little more exciting because it does keep you on your toes. Like, sometimes I want my team to go for it on 4th and 1 too. Like, why you kicking a field goal? You got the momentum. At least try. But
Yeah.
I can see
It
both
it
sides of the fence. But in basketball, I don't like it because it makes it a boring game for me. Because I like to see mid-range shots being taken. I don't like everybody running the same plays. That makes it boring because I'm watching
right.
pick and roll, and that's analytics. That's why the
Yeah.
league has become like that because analytics saying pick and roll is a higher success rate if you have a big man that can shoot. Pick and pop. It killed the
Yeah.
big men of the league. That's why you
Yep.
don't see no more Shaqs. You don't see no more real post players. You get a few of them that can do it, but it's you kind of killed that game. You know what I'm saying? So it just kind of
Olajuwon
changed the
was ahead
game
of
for
his
me.
time.
Yeah, so it
But
kind of
isn't
killed that
that
game for me in that way. But other than that, I see where it is in football. I just don't like it in basketball because it makes it boring for me.
I think for me it is based on the sport because I like analytics in baseball. Like I love analytics in baseball, but I don't know for football for me, and maybe maybe I'm just being selfish and I miss what foot the 90s and it's just different. I'm always a take the points guy. If it's 4th and 2, take the points. Like kick the field goal. I'm just a take the points guy because it it can come back to bite you in the end if you
Yeah,
don't take
you
the points and you
kind of like you
get to
rather
the end
have
of the
them
game.
than not have them at all.
Exactly right because
Even though a
look at
field goal
look
nowadays is
well look at Chicago
not guaranteed.
Chicago and Los Angeles in that playoff game, and the many times that they went for it and got stuffed with them
But
points
Chicago should have went for it for the 2 point conversion.
for the 2 point conversion.
Analytics
Agreed.
say you go for that in that situation.
I agree with you.
And they
I agree
chose
with
to
you.
go against it, and they end up losing the game. So it's all like
Right.
it's
And
all about coaching and how the coaching feels. Like I'm cool for if they go forward, if they take the points. To me, I look at the fact that we might not ever see this field position again. So let's do the most we can out of this field position.
Right,
that
makes
I
If
mean
sense.
that's trying to get
that's fair
7,
too.
then let's go get 7. If that's a field goal, then we need a field goal. It all just
Right.
really depends on how the game is going.
Well, we'll see at the end of the Rams and Seahawks game, right? And when we went for it on 4th, I'm like, I feel like we should have. There was what 5 minutes left, 5 minutes and 52 seconds, something
Mhm.
like that, right? I feel like we should have took the 3, kick it off to them. Our defense started to shape up later. If you're going to, because you take 3, you're down by 1,
Yep.
right?
And okay,
yeah,
We would have,
okay. So let's play a scenario. You take 3, you're down by 1. Now you don't see the ball again. Game over.
it,
exactly.
did-
That's the way I look at it.
but
We
still
wasn't stopping them at will. It wasn't like hey man, we need
in
to get
the
the offense back on the field. Got it.
in the
That
in
wasn't
the
what was going on.
in later in the game they started to the Rams started to adjust, and we did get the ball back, right? And did drive the field, but they went for it. Now, my thought is if you were if you take the 3, right? Because you got to remember if you took the 3 points,
Mhm.
you're only trying to get in position to kick a field goal at the end
Mhm.
versus trying to score a touchdown.
Right.
That was my only thought. If you took the 3 and you kick it off, we ended up having a turnover on down. When we by the time we get the ball back, we're having to try to score a touchdown again. If we
And
take the
Yeah.
sometimes
3, all we need to do is get in position for
and I do look at it from
a
sometimes
3.
that could take away your momentum too because you done that stopped on 4th down.
Exactly.
it can hurt your momentum, but it's still the game. It's still the game within the game. You know what I'm saying? Even if you look at
Oh yeah,
analytics,
it's a
there,
chess
it's still a
match.
game within the game. So you
And
know,
especially for Matt Stafford believers, if I'm the Rams, that's easy. I'm going for that. We have plays that's gonna get us. It didn't work out, but
Yeah, there was a cup. There was a drop one to Parkinson's where he dropped it and had that whole left side of
Yeah,
the
that shit
field to
was
run.
crazy.
I'm just
You
talking
know
That
what I
about.
was
mean?
I'm just
crazy.
talking about that one play. We're not gonna get into y'all random fandom, your Rams fandom. Yeah, we're not gonna get into that. We'll leave that. Yeah, we'll leave that for offline.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
But I
Well,
think it's an evolution within the game too, though. When it boils down to the like the changing or the play calling based off analytics, like analytically, it may say do this on this, but based off of my play calling, I'm a scheme type guy. So I've been
yeah,
scheming this whole time to get to this position where, boom, we can do this. Same thing with Indiana.
yeah,
When they won the national championship, I think that Mendoza, that quarterback draw at the end of the game, I think that was a beautiful schemed up play. And
oh
people
yeah,
say, "Oh
for
man,
sure.
he's just so cold. He did it." I'm not saying that. I think there's a lot of quarterbacks that could have fought through, made that play. If everything that was on the line, I think a lot of quarterbacks could have did that. Maybe not every quarterback, but I think a lot could have. But I think it was a schemed up play. Like it was
Yeah,
schemed to where, oh man, this is going to be a good play designed for this right here.
this
So
is yeah situational.
analytically, it may have said something differently, but the situation based off of that's all I'm basing it off of. The analytics may tell me whatever. I'm gonna base it off what I know, just like you're saying, and we can scheme up something that is gonna provide us with the best opportunity to move
nah,
forward.
and yeah, go ahead.
Analytics goes in that too because it's just not offensive.
I
So
was about to say that. I was just about to say that.
we know what they do in this situation. Analytics has shown me that these ends ears are peeled back, they're going wide,
Yeah,
Hmm.
and they've been doing that. That's what
best
analytics.
way to do it, and to them, best way to kill it, draw it right up the middle.
Yeah. So it's all schemed. I mean, granted,
Yeah,
that's what I said. Like, I don't think the analytics thing is necessarily a bad thing. I mean, granted, if we're talking about in the roots, when we're talking football, when we're talking the basis of whatever sport it is, I think it's dope. But when we go off into like
It all
this
we
dude wearing these type of laces, like yeah, that's where I think it
it
might be
all
a little
has to be
funky.
big
But
because
I'm here for it. I'm here for all of it though. I want to
Yeah.
know, and I'm not even into people's life like that. But if you got the analytics to tell me, because I'm a betting man, so if you can tell me, oh, he wore 3-inch platform shoes to the game this day, he always goes off. Shit, I might change my bet based off that analytic man.
Yeah. Adrian, you had brought up the fact that it slows, like it changes basketball. I don't want to say slows it down, but it changes basketball because everybody's doing the same thing. And that kind of gets into the next topic I wanted to talk about because LeBron
my
James
bad.
explaining why, players, the star players aren't playing 82 games, why he's not playing 82 games. At his age, like, don't get me wrong, I understand. But for him to say that it was easier then to now, I totally disagree for one, and I kind of think it's a little bit disrespectful because when you look at the rules, then the hand checking, it was way more physical game. The defense, you had to play both sides of the ball back then. Like you don't have to be a good defender to be successful today. You don't have to. You do not have to be so when he mentions the fact that the game is harder or faster now. I mean, you didn't watch the Showtime Lakers, you know what I mean? Like I don't agree with it. So, I mean, what are y'all thoughts?
Well,
uh,
I want to.
go ahead, bro.
I would say I want to just figure out what time frame he was talking about. He was talking about basketball before he was in basketball, or he's talking about right when he got in basketball, like as a rookie.
I
I think he
mean,
makes a point, valid point on saying it's easier. The game was a lot slower back then, and not the same amount of energy was exerted when I watched the game. These guys are putting up
What we're
100.
talking about, the 90s, 80s? That's what I'm trying to specify what era.
Previous,
Oh,
I
yeah.
take it as before he started playing.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, these guys now are running up and down the court probably twice as much as those guys did back in the day. Games played at a faster pace, so that's probably what it
But
means.
they rest on defense though. They're resting on defense.
Yeah,
Like
because we
they
got
are they are resting on
because we
defense.
have to go score 145 points to even have a chance to win. It wasn't like, hey, we can go score 80. Now you got the best defensive team out here right now. If you're not putting up 120, you're not winning that game.
It's
The simple
still
fact that Adrian said analytics being involved, like they're playing great defense, but shit, one stop, they come down hit a three. Now they cutting in.
yeah
Come down hit a three. Come down hit a three. So the game is just you didn't have to
yeah
defend the 3 point back then.
they're only running from 3 to 3 though.
Yeah,
They're not
yeah.
they're
You
not
didn't have
running
to,
from paint to paint.
and it's bing, 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 fast, ping pong, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. You know what I'm saying? Back then,
I
that's you can watch the game. That's
I
how
know.
the game
I
plays.
just think from a physical standpoint, physically you're exerting for one a center right running from paint to paint, then being bodied physically.
Mhm.
That's exhausting. That's you to bang down there. To be in the paint and you having to and the hand checking. You got to remember there was there was a lot more physicality. It's exhausting to be physical like that for 82 games. And again, you said, all right, they're running back and forth from 3 to 3,
Yeah.
right? They're not running as far. And they're resting, right? There was a point you gotta remember the 3 point line, what was they doing before the 3 point line? They was running. And we could even go back to the 70s. They were playing fast. It was unorganized. It was organized chaos. I will say to a degree, but I just I see your point. I'm not saying I don't see your point, but I just don't. I mean, it's opinion based. I guess you could say like that would be more of a player that played both eras to be able to say yay or nay on
Hmm.
that, not us, right? But in my opinion, based on what I see and and what I knew the game to be then and know the game to be now, I think it's um, I just think it was more physical and harder to play 82 games then.
I agree. I
Yeah.
think I think I think playing 82 games was a real thing back then. Like when you talk about Jordan, uh even like you said in the 70s, Chamberlain and all them.
Walt
Like
Frazier and yeah,
Frazier, when you go back to those guys, I think playing as much as you can was a real thing. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I take pride in it. I played 82 games this season.
right,
B. I think they take pride in that. Versus now, it's not necessarily a prideful thing. I think it's a respectfully an analytics thing. Hey,
yeah,
who we up against? All right, we're 12 games ahead of our whoever's in our division, our region, to
let's
make it to the
rest.
play. We're 12. Yeah, we're chilling. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like we're chilling. I'm not about to go out there and play uh like as the Thunder. I'm not about to perform against the fucking Timberwolves. I'm
yeah,
not. You know what I'm saying? I'm not about to risk Shy or anybody for that. I'm not. Like
yeah,
chill, bro. You're getting paid the same amount of money. You know what I'm saying? Whether you score 57 points, break an assist record, or you go out there and perform a big fat zero, you're getting paid. So it really don't matter. And then on top of that, the whole thing is making it to the playoffs, making it to the championship. We're gonna do that based off our talent. Just based off our talent, we're gonna make it deep into the
yeah,
into the into the to the season, and based off our talent, there's a high likelihood. Just based off fuck the talent, based off our record, we're 19 games ahead of the next person. We're going to make it to the playoffs, and then that's when we perform. So I don't.
yeah,
I think the drive to want to be great, quote unquote, has changed based off of analytics to a certain degree. And I didn't say analytics. I'm just gonna say the game has evolved, i.e., the flopping shit. So back in the day, you flop. I guarantee you flop out there with Kevin Garnett. Watch what type of just listen to the names he talk about people now. Go out there and flop and just imagine what that man would say. To imagine what he would call you, say to you. That would be viewed as like the most feminine, punk ass way you could ever receive, quote unquote, a foul. But now you got the biggest dudes out there flopping to. You got LeBron James flopping to what's his name from New York, Bronson.
Oh yeah,
Is that his name? Jalen Bronson.
Jalen Bronson.
Like you got him flopping, he hitting him and LeBron flipping out. Now, granted, I'm cool. I understand the game. I get it. I think that's the part of evolving. But to say that the game is softer now, you're insane. Like the fact that motherfuckers can't even do a 3-man weave is insane to me in the NBA. That's insane to me. Like, bro, that was like basic basketball when it came down to middle school or anything. Like, bro, if you were able to start at the beginning and do complete a 3-man weave without the ball being dribbled at all, bro, you like that shit was like that's the whole thing.
But what's
They
that
can't even do that now.
Explain what the 3-man weave does for the game now. It does nothing. If we're on a fast break, I'm up the middle. I don't want my guys crossing me. I want you to go to this corner. You go to this corner. We want the
But that's the evolution now.
Yeah, and
that's what it's evolved to. So I'm not even gonna waste my time teaching a 3-man weave. I'm gonna teach you just what you said. Go to the corner.
Yep, and back to what you were saying, Big Will, about the bigs and stuff. Like back in the day, the big man, yeah, they bang, but guess what they got to do? Go down and stand in the paint. It was not asking Shaq to go cover.
They running plays too.
Yeah, they was not asking Shaq to go cover somebody 30 feet from the basket and chase the motherfucker around.
But you had to keep somebody. You had to if you were on defense, you had to box out. You had to defend. They dumping it in the paint. You got to play defense. So it's still. I'm talking about the physicality of it. A 300-pound man leaning up against you.
But I'm saying it's much more movement and much more running and much more wear and tear on your legs and on your body because it's way, way more movement now in this game than it was back then. Like, can you imagine one of those old guys trying to fucking chase Steph Curry around? Guys can't do it now. I mean, they're playing 6 games, 8 nights.
I think Stockton would have been able to do it.
I will say the difference is, of course, they did make the rules for be more freedom of movement. So you have that ability because because during that time, I mean, but at the same time, they have done it like that. But during that time, you had people like Reggie Miller that used to run all the way around to do the same thing Steph Curry used to do, run laps around the whole entire thing. You right. You right. He was. He was.
Man to go out there and stop it. Now you got 5 Reggie Millers out there.
But you talk. All this is evolved. The game has evolved to that.
But that's my point on LeBron's point, being that it makes total sense. Like he's playing the game
from his standpoint.
Yeah, you're making, like I said, 6 games and 8 nights. This game, our team ran a total of 20 miles combined.
Okay.
For 6 nights. So for 6 games and 8 nights. Back then, my team might only ran 15, 16. So it's not as exhausting. Hey, I need that break, coach. I've been running. So
yeah, but you gotta also remember back then they used to play 3 games, 4 games in a row. They don't do that no more. There's 2 on and 2 off, 2 on and 2 off. Sometimes the schedules change. They used to play like 3, 4 games back to back, 4 games in a row street.
Able to do that because they're not running 20 miles combined as a team. They're running 14. The game is slow. It's a slower paced game. So hey, some possessions,
this way you can.
My guards and forwards might be able to rest because we're going out to the paint. And he gonna bang and bang, and they gonna bang down there for 14 seconds on the shot clock with no movement, and then get a basket. So all those guys got the rest as well. This game, it's a lot more movement. That's all I'm saying. So I get his point.
And I mean the point. I mean saying it like that.
But
saying it
also,
like
let
that,
some
I
of
can
them boys sit there rest on defense too. Now you shouldn't even be able to rest on defense. So
But
you know,
you
I
it's
you
mean,
like
keep getting your shit busted. Like that's fact.
well,
Everybody
there's that,
shoot.
but you know, there's that part of things where you know, like we play basketball when so and so get the ball and whatchamacallit go out there and guard them. Like everybody's gonna sit around and watch because I want to see what's about to happen. You know what I mean? Like they do have those times and those opportunities to sit on defense. And I would assume when you're talking about referencing they rest on defense is like Luka or hell LeBron.
You're right.
You know, like when they're resting, like
Jalen
these are the
Brunson.
people that you may be
yeah,
referring
they
to,
are.
and it's not just them too. It's plenty
It's
more.
Yeah,
most.
Than
it's a
that.
lot.
It's a
And I
lot
think
of them.
So many
again,
A lot of
players too.
players.
I think that's where the basketball is transitioned from. I think what a lot of the NBA players might have a problem with when you say these type of things is because you try to take away from the caliber of player that they were, right? Or they
Exactly.
are. So
It's
like
almost like you're trying to diminish them to make yourself look better.
and it might be that, or it might just be as simple as, hey, bro, you saying these guys are better than these guys because of what? Like the NBA never lowered their standards, bro. Like it's still the best of the best of the best in the NBA.
That's a fact.
Like there's nobody just walking around like
You ain't
even
a scrub to be
I
able
don't
to
even
just
care
get in there
about
and be
those
play
guys
though.
that be on the YouTube shit, the Hezzy guides and all them dudes that be running around talking shit. Like you're not in the NBA for a reason. And you go
That's
ask
a
them
fact.
guys respectfully, they have to tell you why they're not in the NBA. They have to tell
Yeah.
you, oh man, I can't shoot. Prime example, I can't do the 14 miles, bro. I can't do it. I'm tired. Shit, I drink too much. I party too. Whoever. I'm not about to change. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? So like, they're not taking away from the caliber, or it sounds like you may be taking away from the caliber of player that these guys were. But the NBA has never lowered their standards. So to say that, oh, they wouldn't have made it back then, or Jordan and them wouldn't make it right now, is like asinine. Because Jordan and Steph Curry, they're fucking great in their times.
Yeah.
LeBron James, great in his times. Like these guys are great in their times that they played the game.
Yeah.
And the reason why they're great is because they mastered that play of game. Do you
Oh
think
yeah,
that
that's a
Steph
fact.
Curry would have flourished with John Stockton and them back then? Probably not. You want me to tell you why? Because he's fucking small. We would have flattened his ass out. We have straighteners for guys like that. Kevin Garnett will tell you that. Shaq will tell you that. These guys would tell you that we had shit that you want to play like that, we got something for you. An elbow to the chest. We're going to slow you down a certain type of way that's beneficial to our game.
I
Versus
think
now, we have a different way of adjusting to whatever you do. So what you're doing right now, unfortunately, has uh uh made the game to what we're talking about right now, which is 3-3-3-3-2, maybe 3-2-3-3. You know what I mean? Like it turned into that. A high
I think
impact, high velocity, high shots, high point, less defense game based off of the transition. That's all I think about it. I think both leagues are equally quote unquote tough. Because they're still the best of the best guys. They're not getting,
Athletes have
oh man,
gotten,
you made your JUCO, I'm bringing you in, and I'm gonna skip
yeah,
over D1 guys to bring you in.
but the athletes gotten better today. So I get it. I get Kevin Grant, Kevin Garnett's reference and all that, but the athletes today are different. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
We would have ever thought we see somebody block two shots, grab the rebound, dribble it up court, shoot that bitch from 30.
Yeah. And be able to handle the ball.
Yeah, like
Because
Like
that's
after making
bad
the block,
defense. I mean, excuse
be
me,
able to
that's
handle the ball.
bad offense. That's why. To take a pop shot like that, because you're not running when you run, excuse me, when you're running the last traditional offense that we've seen basketball for me that I know about, San Antonio Spurs. Tony Parker, Mono Ginobili,
Tim
fucking
Duncan.
Tim Duncan, even after David Robinson left.
Yeah.
That offense was the last traditional offense. Tony Parker ain't blocking not because he can't do it. He's not about to run down there and jack no three like that without nobody under the basket. Hell no. You're insane. That's
Yeah.
bad basketball.
he
That
didn't have,
goes all against what the traditional basketball that we've preached about.
he
So
didn't
now
have
there's a new basketball. Huh?
he didn't have the capability to do that.
I wouldn't say
Yeah.
that. I would say that that's not basketball. That wasn't the basketball that he played. And that's what I'm saying. Like, we're taking away the capabilities of these guys as if they could not do. And they could do. They've
I
proven
wouldn't
Tony
call it
Parker can
bad
hit a
though. I
three.
would call it
Tony
different.
Parker could pull up from
Di-
30 every time. He'd be pulling up from 30.
Every time. That's not his basketball. That's not his play of basketball.
So that's what I'm
We
saying.
watch it. We watched Steph Curry do this since high school. I mean, excuse me, since college, bro. We've seen
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
So for him to pull this shit in the NBA is nothing crazy. The amazing part
They said
is
he,
Thanks
they
to
that
said
he
he
Mark.
can
couldn't do it.
Thanks
consistently
to Mark
do it.
Jackson.
But they said he couldn't do it. And he's doing it.
Who that?
All the old heads that said, hey, basketball can't be played like that. He won't be successful in the NBA because we won't allow that. Guess what?
And that's why we'll go all the way. We'll refer
Yeah,
all the way
true.
back to our first point. That's exactly why Steph Curry be a first ballot. He married to the same woman. He ain't had no issues with his team. He's probably going to retire Golden State Warrior, and he ain't had no problem changing the game. So he's a first ballot based off of that right there. That's the change in the game. That's what I'm saying. That guy right there is the change in the game. That's the evolution. So when he, quote unquote, evolved to the Curry we know right now, Jack and threes, that's the evolution to the game. But to say that Jason Kidd couldn't do that, Reggie Miller couldn't do that,
I'm saying if they had the ability to do so, they would do so. And they did
I
not.
don't think so because it
They
was
had a
not
different
basketball.
mentality.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, you're saying it like they didn't have. They could, bro. I guarantee you, they got tapes of Jordan. Everybody just draining threes when they want to. Like, it's nothing. But that's not the play.
Yeah, because
That's
Shaq
not
used
the
to shoot threes
basketball
and
that you
make them,
play.
like in
Yeah,
practice.
that's facts.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, but
In practice.
I forget who it was. Somebody got
Yeah.
a video. I want to say it's Jordan. That made 100 or something like that threes in a row.
He's talking about practice.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. And that's where you do your
I mean,
unbelievable, undeniable shit. Right now, these guys are coming on the court doing unbelievable, undeniable shit because they've got the rings to do that. They got the rings to go out there, man, have fun, do it your way. Go
Why you
ahead.
have the reins to do
Back
that?
in the day, it was play team
Because
basketball.
it says you have the capability to do so.
Well, I
So
think that goes down to having.
well, it's just like what Jordan said, though. He said Jordan could have. He said to himself, he could have been great at 3-point shooting if he wanted to, but he didn't want it to
But he
take
didn't.
away
That
from his
wasn't his game.
mentality of
He
his
didn't. He
game.
didn't like it.
Well, guess
He
what?
didn't
I
want to
bet
satisfy
if
on
he
that.
did, if he
Huh?
did, he'll be the scoring leader right now, all time.
I mean,
Yeah,
if
but
he
we're talking about what ifs
if
at
he
that
came
particular
out
point.
after
I
high
mean, if
school
he, hey,
or
guess what?
played as many
could've.
seasons,
I could
if
have
he
won the
played
national
22,
championship with
23
Texas.
seasons,
Could have, should have, would have. I could have won the national championship with Texas too, with all that talent. Did I do it? Nope. Hey, I just would have ruled. Yeah. So with all that, I could have done this. Then why didn't you do it?
Because it wasn't part of the game.
That's all I said. That's my whole thing. It's
What do you
not a
mean, wasn't
part.
part
That
of the
It
game?
wasn't.
wasn't
It wasn't the
schemed up
part
for
of
it.
how they played the game back in those days. That wasn't how coaches ran
3-point line was
offenses.
there.
That wasn't how coaches ran offenses. Now that's how
Again,
Because they
coaches
didn't
run
see the
offenses. So it's the
capability
evolution
of
of the
doing
game.
that. That's all I'm saying is they didn't see the capability in said person to do that.
I mean, because it's just
Nick
like Reggie
Young took
Miller
a
didn't
pass
shoot
from
half as many 3-point shots as Steph Curry shot in
as
the
he
game.
could, and he damn sure could have made
And
it.
we know
Nick
Reggie Miller
Young,
could have hit him. He just
Nick
didn't. Larry
Young took
Bird
a pass
also.
from
It's
Kobe
another
one
one.
time. Nick Young took a pass from Kobe one time and nailed a three for them to win a game, right? Nick Young himself, from Kobe Bryant, the Black Mamba himself,
yeah.
took the. And if you watch the video, Kobe looking at him like, "What the fuck is your
What the
problem?"
fuck are you doing?
He nailed the three, and he still got his ass chewed for taking that shot.
'Cause he
That's the
shouldn't
type
have
of
took the shot.
basketball that was played back then because you took that shot. You made
Yeah.
it, cool. Granted, cool.
But you
But
wasn't supposed
that's
to do
not
that.
what was supposed to happen. Nor were you supposed to take that shot. So that's all I'm saying is, could them dudes have did it? We don't know because it wasn't allowed for them to do that. But I will say this. For me, the talent-wise in the NBA has not changed. They're still going like
Oh, it's gotten
what
better.
they're reaching out for. Excuse me, what they're reaching out for has not changed. They're still going out for the best of the
If you
best
don't
of the
think
best.
if you don't think the error in coaching had something to do with why players weren't doing certain things, even if you go look at The Last Dance, remember when Jordan came back from his injury? They had him on a 14-minute restriction,
Mhm.
and they were willing to not go to the playoffs for him to be on that 14-minute restriction because they were worried about the future, right? They were willing to sacrifice going to the playoffs to keep. They knew exactly who Jordan was. They knew if they let Jordan play his game, they were guaranteed to make it to the playoffs. They were willing to not go just strictly on the fact to keep him on that 14-minute restriction.
Yeah.
I'm sure that there were players with capabilities that weren't allowed to utilize their capabilities in that era.
Well, then that's
I
just
guarantee it.
That's just bad coaching. Then.
It also goes back to rules.
So that means you would be
Fair.
goddamn the innovative coach of the season. I mean, of the fucking decade. Then, like that means that you would be the caveat to change. You would have changed everything then, because you can't tell me that there's a playbook. That's what people are going to utilize. You know what makes people so crazy? You know what made Miami Dolphins coach so crazy and so wild? Because he tried new shit.
Yeah.
You know why the Wildcat formation is wild? Because it's new shit. That's all it is. So, and I'm not knocking you, bro. I'm not saying that you wouldn't, but I'm just saying so that with that thought process, you would have.
Yeah, yes. When I coach soccer, yes, we was innovative with it. We don't play this slow down, march it up. No, get the ball to the outside. Use your speed, use abilities. Once you get in shooting range, shoot it, because you can't make a shot that you don't take.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep. So if you get the ball all the way down there, you don't take a shot. You just wasted an opportunity. Kick the ball.
Okay, so let me ask all y'all this. Based off of that right there. If I'm winning based off traditional football, right? Traditional. Why would I ever change that? Quote unquote, Alabama.
I wouldn't.
Right? Why would I ever change my traditional scheme?
Because of the players that you have and their capabilities. Okay, I'm playing traditional football. I'm going to run the ball to the running back with 32 times a game.
And it works. It works every time. It works every time.
But I got
works every time.
Hill out here. I got Tyreek Hill out here who can kill the corner.
I can throw him the ball when I need to.
Yeah.
I can throw the ball when I need to. But this is a scheme football but this is what we're running. This is schemes. And I say that to say the caveat to that is if you're a losing team and you have talent and traditional football is not working, you're going to come in with new methods, quote unquote, to utilize your talent. I.e., you may have a receiver that's extremely fast. Some bitch can't catch nothing. So I do jet sweeps with that some bitch all the time. Right?
That's why I use the guy who can catch the ball. Granted, you have fast guys.
So traditional football.
The times of history, but when you're talking about, you have to change. You have to change. With a good coach, is always going to change. Oh, this has been winning. This has been winning, until it doesn't win for you anymore. And what are you going to do to change?
Yeah.
That's usually when like Bill Belichick retired. That's when Bill Belichick retired. When it wasn't working for him anymore.
Yeah.
He's not changing. Andy Reid can change. That's why he went to a different team.
He adapted.
Let me say that. He adapted. That's why he went to a different team.
No, Bill Belichick just didn't get hired by anybody.
Yeah,
because he's not changing. He's not changing. He's going to come and run that same shit that he ran with Tom Brady. He's running that same shit wherever he goes. That's the type of football he ran. Can't teach an old dog new tricks, which I don't agree with. But in that situation,
I actually feel like I do feel like Bill Belichick would switch based on his personnel, though. Because think about the year he had Randy Moss. That wasn't their type of game. But that year that he had Randy Moss,
come on,
take the top off.
That was He
pretty much.
If Randy Moss is one-on-one and does that, if Randy Moss one-on-one does that, ball is thrown to him.
You're absolutely correct. But who was the quarterback? At that particular time, was Tom Brady not already a Hall of Fame quarterback?
You know what the status is for Hall of Fame.
Okay, we're gonna play that game. In my mind, he was already a Hall of Fame quarterback. So you give the rings to him.
You can make that argument for sure.
That's all I'm saying is you give the rings to him at that particular time. And I'm not knocking Bill Belichick. It sounds like I'm a Bill Belichick hater or something. I'm really not.
No.
I'm just biased on him because of the cheating shit. So when I say he gave opportunities, he really didn't change. It's just one of them. That's Randy Moss. This is Tom Brady. If Tom makes that decision, I'm rocking with it.
Yeah.
It ain't really a Bill Belichick ain't saying, hey, man, let's fade it up. Now, granted, later on in the season, it might have turned to that. It might have turned to that game one. I don't know. But I think that you have those type of caliber players, and the Patriots was established by that time. It wasn't like Randy Moss was coming there when damn, what's his name? Aaron Hernandez first year.
Oh,
And it's not even like they were just struggling. It's just like that was the grind years, or the cheating years, but that was the grinding years. You know what I'm saying? Where they was grinding to become the quote unquote Patriots. So when he comes along, and again, I'm not knocking Bill Belichick on his coaching at all. I'm just saying I don't think he's an adaptive coach. I think he has his play styles, and that's how he's gonna stick to it. He's gonna run with it that way, regardless of what. Don't matter who's out there. This is what I'm running with. This is how I play football. Traditional
Stubborn
football.
coaches. You got those stubborn
coaches, whatever.
You got a lot of them like that.
Now, is Nick Saban a stubborn coach?
Nick Saban,
I guess to a point, because the reason why he left because he didn't want to deal with the transfer portal stuff. He didn't want to change and adapt.
And that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
Like, given everything that he did for college football and for Alabama, and for you to be like, hey, you know what? This is different. It's something I don't want to deal with. I'm gonna leave on my own terms. You can't be mad at that, right? And I don't even think it had anything to do with him not being able to adapt to it. It's just a matter of not wanting to, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing with a lot of the college football coaches that had been in for a while. You know, it's one of those things where, man, we got to figure out how to utilize the portal. But not only that, you have to think about the NIL. Some of these players are, you know, like, think about UT. The thing is, they're very you know, there's some players where they leave because it's like, well, you're not, you know, you're not $1 million talent to us, right? And so we ain't gonna do that, and they're just stubborn in that. But you got some teams that are like, you know what, that's what you want, that's what we like you, we're gonna give you that, and that's one of the things that all of these college teams are going to have to deal with. You're going to have to be able to figure out who is worth paying. You have to look at talent from a different standpoint on the college level with UIL and transfer portal. Transfer portal's always been there. It's just different now because the UIL. And so
NIL.
I mean, yeah, with the NIL, yeah. It's just different now with the NIL. And so, look, I'm so used to UIL, but
I'm make sure I'm tracking what you're talking. Yeah,
yeah, but it's just different with the NIL now, like, because of the money that these guys are allowed to get, and I just think that for Saban, he just that wasn't his lane. He knew that he probably could have adapted. He just didn't. He just simply didn't want to.
All right, so this would be my last little question to everybody. Would be based off of that thought process right there, the NIL, the transfer portal. So to a certain extent, we're able to build a team, right? Outside of the coaches. So like we could all be the top 4 players in the country, right? And we could talk to each other and say, hey man, we all gonna go play for the Texas. So we all sign with Texas and we all go over there. You got homeboys, we all
Texas
bring them over
ain't
there.
gonna pay all of them. I'm just telling you.
It's not. I'm not even saying. I'm not saying that about that. This is the caveat to the ultimate point, which is we built something here and then we take it to the league, right? I.e., Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, LeBron James. They built a conglomerate that allowed them to not only be looked at as a guaranteed playoffs, potentially championship team, world championship team, right? Just based off the roster to actually it coming to fruition. So back in the day, Jordan and them wasn't doing that shit.
Yes,
the greatest players that ever played the game back in the day, they wasn't coming together like that on a conglomerate level.
Yes, they were, bro.
Can I? Who? So name somebody that's a threesome that came together.
It's a threesome. That
Well, Paul.
we
I
look
mean,
at
you know
so
what I mean.
been around forever. You know what I'm saying?
Who?
They went and acquired Rodman, correct? Houston
Yep.
Rock, Houston Rockets went and got Charles Barkley. These guys are talking. The Lakers did it when Gary Payton and Karl Malone all them went over there. So like, it's been happening.
But that was in the 2000s.
Yeah,
But
the Lakers. We gonna X that one off, but we can go back to the Charles Barkley.
to
So
the
who
80s.
who else was over there? So we're not talking about when LeBron James and Dwayne Wade linked up. LeBron James, we could say was top 3 player in the league at that time,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Dwayne Wade was top 5,
Arguably.
Top 5.
Top 5.
and then they had Chris Bosh, the top 15, top 20, if not the top
Easy
10,
top 10. Top 10.
right?
Chris
So
Bosh,
these are the
when he was at
highest ranked
Toronto, I
players.
think people forget. He was top
But
10
these
for
are the
sure.
highest ranked players within the league. So is that not making it an easier league for you to quote unquote compete in versus the older league when guys wasn't doing that? They wanted to
Well,
quote unquote build on their own and get it on their own. That's
well
why you could
here's
have
the
a
total difference, right? You compared it to college football or college sports in general.
well, that was just
First
a
of all,
camaraderie. That was
huh?
it. That was it. That's just building camaraderie and then taking that camaraderie to the NFL.
Well,
So if we
well,
build a camaraderie here and we take it to the NFL, isn't that making it easier for us to be
well,
successful? That's all that was. But go ahead.
yeah. Well, what I'll say is, if you're talking about professional athletes, yes. If you're talking about college, that can't work in college, and I'm gonna tell you why that can't work in college. If I'm a 5 star and he's a 5 star, and we're trying to go to the same team, mentally, this is where ego comes into play.
Yeah.
Mentally, damn, he can mess with my draft stock. I need to be the
Facts.
star of this team because that my draft stock. So these players, yeah, they can be fans of each other, but at the end of the day, I need to put myself in a position where I'm seen, right? And I can't have anybody put any kind of shadow on that because draft stock matters. Because draft stock, the lower you go, obviously the less your rookie deal is. So
Yeah.
that matters. And so nobody's gonna put themselves in a position to where it could possibly hurt their draft stock. So you're just not gonna have where
Well,
your 4 top players are like, let's go to
I
the same
will
school.
say it can be possible for it to have because you got to look at if you're going to the same school, you can bring exposure to all y'all at the same time.
Yeah,
So
look at
yeah, it could
Cleveland.
hurt your draft stock, but if y'all are working different positions
Like if you're a
and y'all
quarterback, I'm a
excelling,
running back. King
You
Daniel's a
me
receiver. Adrian's a defensive back or some shit.
Hey,
Like if
we
we
see that,
excel,
right? We see that at our age, at our big age now. Go tell an 18-year-old that.
it just
yeah.
depends on the
But see, that's where
mentality.
you got. That's where you built that in Indiana mentality. You built that mentality
Three
within those players.
stars.
It's
Three
all about
stars.
winning.
They got nothing
But
to
it's all about
lose.
winning. But I
But a lot of
guarantee you,
people
there's
might want to
somebody
do
that's
it just
gonna.
for a win. You know, if you
Yeah, you
especially like if you
as a 3 stars, you're not gonna do that with a bunch of 5 stars.
Shit, bullshit. You look at Alabama. They had Derrick Henry. Uh, who else was out there? They had 3 5-star running backs at the same time.
Yeah, but
Based off of what Nick Saban could bring to the table, I'm willing to sit.
right, that's fair. But you have to think about it like this. It's like if they're all playing one after one another and coming out different years.
Oh, okay. I
You got to
track it.
remember they all came
Yeah.
out
Okay.
different years.
Yeah, I got you. So everybody coming out the same. Okay, tracking. Yeah. So
Yeah.
what about the pros? Do you think that makes for a softer game when it transitions over to the pros? Like LeBron James was able to join a conglomerate, so to speak, and almost lightweight guarantee him a playoff, or excuse me, him a championship with that. Isn't that making it easier for him than it was for them back then in the day?
So here's the thing. When I say that made it easier for him, people will say, "Well, Jordan got Pippen. Jordan got a Pippen that they didn't know Pippen was going to be that Pippen,
Mm-hmm.
right?
That's a
He
fact.
was drafted and then traded there. Who was it that drafted him? Was it Seattle?
Seattle.
Seattle
Mhm.
drafted him. He got traded there.
They acquired it.
Pip, yeah, he
Yeah.
was yeah, exactly. they didn't know it was that Scottie Pippen was going to be the Scottie Pippen that we know
Well,
today.
nobody knows that, and he didn't know that Chris Bosh was going to decline and be the Chris Bosh that he was for Miami. So it's
That's
apparently
true.
somebody in Chicago thought Pippen was going to
But
be good because they went out and got him.
The
Well,
only
he fit
difference
that.
between the situation is that you're talking about somebody that was drafted, so you don't really know their potential, versus people that kind of
exactly.
already established
Versus
in the league,
somebody that
and
had
you
already
know
been
what
in the
they can
league
bring.
and you know what
It's a
his potential
it's a
is.
different concept of building a team, definitely. That's
And
for sure.
also, like, and we have to understand back
And
then
now
it
in
was
this,
easier to keep your team together based on CBAs and money and stuff like that. Like, it's hard to
Oh
keep.
yeah, the
Even like
TV
the
deals
Thunder,
and
right?
all of
They're
that.
talking about the
yeah,
Thunder are not going to be able to keep their team together based on how contracts work.
But they're locked in for at least the next 2-3 years.
But you would want them to be locked in for 15, 20 years, right?
That's true. That's
But
true.
it's not going to be able to
But
happen
that's not reality today.
yeah, it's
based
not going to
on the
happen today.
contract and all that
Yeah,
stuff. So think about it.
Right.
Back then, the Bulls would have been broken up because this guy had bird rights and he has to get paid this much. This guy has to get paid this much. We can't bring in any talent. We couldn't bring in Robin because these guys have all the max money. We can't bring in Robin. So it's just the way the game of basketball is structured now compared to back then.
yeah, because
All
bird
that,
rights
Everything's
is used so
evolving.
you can actually retain your star players or whatever. Giving them
yeah.
bird rights, I can actually keep my players. So
Yeah.
yeah, and I will
So
say the other thing that is different about the game now, and what made LeBron be able to do that and them orchestrate that, is, of course, the way the CBA and stuff was structured. Player power empowerment is much more presence now than it
Yeah.
was back then, which was
Yeah.
mainly an owner's game.
Yeah.
It was the
For sure.
owners, they do whatever they want, whatever. If that, okay, you don't want this contract, I ain't going, what I'm saying? So the owners kind of built their teams mostly from draft picks and stuff like that. But nowadays, the players, they have more power. You know what I'm saying? The players can actually dictate where they want to go more than they used to be able to do back in the day.
Yeah.
Or if you talk too much and you play for Jerry Jones, he'll get your ass up out of there.
Oh
yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah.
you know,
oh yeah, you
We
out
can
of
go back
there.
to that.
Yeah.
We can go
You
back
out
to
of
that
there.
Miami team. Granted, they went and got 3 stars, but what the rest of that roster consist of?
A lot of role players.
Yeah, veteran minimum play.
Yeah, it's a veteran role players. Yeah, you
We're
couldn't
gonna
really
Veteran
top
role
build a
players
team.
though.
They were
Yeah,
gonna go top heavy and pray for the best, and that's what they did.
and
And this
we've
team
seen,
worked.
and I will say honestly, we haven't seen it work out for any
That's
other
what I'm saying.
team
We've
except
seen other
for
teams
Golden
trying to
State.
do it. Yeah, we've seen other teams try to do it. In Golden State, yeah, well,
Golden State was the last one that kind of brung in a superstar. It wasn't like they only brung one player in, but the last one to have their kind of big three to make it work. Everybody else has tried it, and most teams
It
failed.
hasn't worked.
yeah, that's a big foe over there because Draymond. People need to stop
Yeah,
shitting on
yeah,
Draymond.
true.
He
Yeah,
wasn't the
yeah.
European big killer. He changed
Bro,
the game just as much as Steph did. So
You right. You
Draymond
right.
is so vital to them
Yeah, he was.
championships, dog.
dude, he's
He was
able to
vital.
Draymond.
he gave people the ability to say, "Oh, we can play small ball and win because we have a dog
Exactly.
down here who's going to
Yep.
fight for the rebounds. We have a Charles Barkley type rebounding defender down low, and is going to get out and go guard that European big who killed
Yep.
all the American bigs because they don't want to run out and guard nobody outside the paint."
on
Exactly.
top
I
of
will
all
tell you
that,
that.
he'll
I will
kick you
tell
in
you
your
that did
nuts.
start. That did start with Golden State
He will
before.
kick
That
you in
did.
your
That did
nuts.
start Golden State before they had Draymond came in the league. Because you remember the underdog team they had with Al Harrington was their biggest boy when they went in the playoffs and they beat Dallas after they won the championship.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
They played small ball then.
Baron Davis, yeah.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
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 but he
yeah,
because the league was changing, and you had
yeah.
I think when they started bringing in big men who, hey, you know
Could
what?
shoot.
Take that three.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Come out to guard. You Shaq ain't guard there, guard. You take that three.
Yeah.
Start knocking them down.
so
You got your Dirks out there. Like, okay,
Yeah. Dirt.
Dirk got height on him, and he has a nasty jump shot. He don't care about going in the paint every time. He gonna catch it, and shoot that bitch.
Yeah.
oh yeah, you got them
Yep.
unicorns now.
Oh yeah.
That's what they
For
call
sure.
them, unicorns. Because
Yep.
like KD, you ain't going to see another. It's very rare to see something like that. 6'10",
Oh yeah.
6'11", dribble like your Wimbies and stuff. Dribble like get handles of a guard or whatever. Could take them outside because the game has changed. It has evolved.
Now
Yeah.
imagine
It's
Kevin Garnett worked on his 3-point shot instead of that deep midi.
yeah.
Yeah, analytics.
Yeah. Analytics. Yeah. Like that's part of it, right? So the bigs, the bigs used to. It was the 17-footer. They knew that was probably the max, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
even you think about Karl Malone. I mean, not Karl Malone, but Hakeem Olajuwon, and or Karl Malone as well. Um, they knew, okay, this is my shot, right? This is my sweet spot, right? And this is what I work on, right? They weren't saying, all right, let me work on this three, because they knew that wasn't their lane. That's not what they were finna do,
Yeah.
So it's just a changing in the game, and
Spacing
like
is more prevalent now,
right, and
especially
and
in
and all
basketball. But
points to a certain extent are valid in terms of the change in the game. I totally, yes, they are moving a lot more, running a lot more. Yes. My From my perspective though, it's just I think the physicality of being in the paint and when they drive to the lane and how exhausting that is. That's the way I see. That's harder than staying on the perimeter, getting open, and shooting a three, then driving the lane, knowing you're gonna get hit. You know what I mean? A lot of the point guards had to have eyes in the back of their head because of the hand checking. They had to play with their back to the basket a lot. So it's just different. It's just different,
yeah, much
and
different.
whether it's
Or
harder or not,
yeah.
as fans, only thing we can do is have an opinion, but it's kind of up to the players to decide that, and that depends on what position they play.
Yeah. On top of that, like back in the day, you didn't have your Westbrooks and D Roses. It wasn't a lot of point guards just kind of just diving into the paint to go through big bodies, and you know what I'm saying. Like Allen Iverson used to get beat up going to the paint. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? Like he was one of the ones that kind of started the little man really getting into the paint and going amongst the trees, and they'd be done laid him out. And he keep coming back. Shaq said the
yeah,
same thing. Like, dang, this one keep coming on back. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
but it is a change of the game. Of course, rules play a lot of things into a lot of the changes in the game. They wanted a more offensive game, so they allowed more freedom of movement. So
yeah, yeah.
it just
It's
just
just
how the game
changed.
changed and evolved.
Yeah,
But
Just
y'all
like
don't like the flopping.
I
just
never liked the
eliminate
flopping.
the flopping.
I don't
Eliminate the
like the
What's
flopping.
wrong
flopping.
with that
I
though?
mean,
Flopping,
it's
not a
to me
flop.
it's
It's
corny.
a cheap way to knock LeBron James.
No,
No, no,
it
no.
ain't
It
it
ain't
ain't
even
even
just
got nothing to
LeBron, bro.
allow because I
What's
told
wrong
Marcus
with
even on our
Smart.
somebody
last
Matt?
episode,
Marcus Smart is
I do not
his
like Marcus
flopping is
Smart
No,
doing
but
it.
with
terrible,
7 fouls, a flop is a derogatory name given it to somebody who sells a foul. They used to do that back then. Like if I
Or
come in and get hit on the arm, you're not calling it. Then next time, okay, when I get hit, now I'm gonna show you he hit me. Look, now my whole arm swung. He hit my arm.
well, yeah. I mean,
bro.
there's those
Yo,
type of things, but I'm talking about the eccentric,
I'm
insinuated,
talking about
the ones that you look is completely. Have you seen
the
Marcus Smart flop?
bro.
I done seen this mug jump and dang near take his whole entire self and put him on himself on IR to sell a call that didn't even. It's like really, bro. Like we can
Bro,
see
I
that the
Well,
dude
watch
didn't even hit you that much.
I watched LeBron not get touched and go up in the air like he just got hit by an uppercut.
Or it's just
First of
like when
all, first of all,
or it's
time
just like
out,
when
And
Chris,
nobody touched him.
time
or just
out.
like when
That's
Chris, where
he's
Chris
go
Bosh,
right back.
where Chris
Go right
Bosh
back
got.
to LeBron.
I was about to say like
he's
that one time
selling the
where Chris
foul,
Bosh,
brother.
when Chris
The,
Bosh
the,
got
the, the
hit by
no
a phantom
contact?
elbow.
Yo,
You seen that? He
nah,
get hit
bro.
by a phantom elbow. Man didn't even touch him,
Yeah.
and he delayed
Yo,
reaction.
if he genuinely
Come
gets
on,
hit,
bro.
if you genuinely
If you
get
get
hit,
hit, then it's what it is.
okay,
But
sell it.
Nah,
There,
I got sell it
it's
anyway.
egregious now.
if you're
Sell it
not getting
anyway.
touched, it's
If you
BS.
get the what makes it bad is they can replay it and show nothing happened to you. That's the only thing that makes it
Yeah,
bad. Because that's
but
what makes it
sometimes
look
we see
silly.
it before they
At the
replay
time
it.
you see it on the court and you see the
Exactly.
BS,
We're
it's just
like,
like, come
But
no,
do
on,
they
nobody
really?
touched
my
you.
if they don't get the call, then it's silly and it's ridiculous, right? But if they get the call, then I don't have a problem with it. That goes back to the master. Man, it means somebody mastered a method of the game. They mastered it, man. Like I've got to the point where you don't even have to
I can't
touch me,
stand it.
and I can get a foul call.
I
Dude,
can't
okay, so
stand it.
let me read something to y'all real fast.
Okay.
Says, I asked Google, did Karl Malone invent the flop? And it says no. So the guy named Frank Ramsey of the Boston Celtics is credited with popularizing the flop in the NBA, even detailing his technique in 1963. So you
Okay.
can't act like this is new. This has been around
No.
I ain't
And
forever.
never said it ain't never been
no,
around. I
no.
just said I
We
don't
But I'm
have.
like
saying so,
flopping.
but yeah, and it's 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 only been flopping for a way to talk down on a player, but that's been part of everything. You want to sell a foul. You
You
want
can sell a foul, but there's selling a foul, and then there's
It was
nobody touching
blatant.
you, and you just fall on the ground. That's where it throws me off, bro. I can't do it. Like we ain't never seen
I
that.
mean,
to
I,
sell
I,
it.
I
We
get, I could get
that's
understand
got
trying to sell a
popularized
call
where it's
and doing
like
things like that, but at the same time, like I said, I'm not even going after LeBron. I really don't like Marcus
now
Smart. I
LeBron
don't like
goes
Marcus
overboard.
Smart
Marcus Smart goes
because I think he's
overboard.
worse than LeBron and anybody else is flopping in the league because
Dude,
you literally Marcus Smart.
if I'm taking no, I'm saying, dude, if I go to take a
It's just
charge, I might fall down before you even hit me, in hopes that one, I could avoid being hit, and two,
oh
the ref
yeah, yeah, you're
it,
Okay,
right.
but
that's been around
you
forever.
made contact. That was contact, right?
No, but
No, he
that's
said
not what
before you
I'm
get
getting
hit.
at.
Yeah, but
Before I get
there's yeah, you fall before you get hit, but you got hit on the
No,
okay,
way to falling.
no,
he
I'm
said
saying,
hope
But
he get hit. No contact.
yeah, I fall hoping that the ref's gonna call a charge, but I'm trying to avoid the contact as much as possible because I don't want 6'9", 250 pound running at me, and you look at college basketball, they do it all the time. Like, yeah, I'm gonna get up there and I'm gonna immediately start falling
I'm a,
before you get there.
I'm a,
see, but
I'm gonna have to,
this is
I'm gonna
the
have to
part
put
that
up
I'm
some clips of the
this is the part that I don't
non-contact.
like, and this is what
I'm
I'm talking about.
I just got uppercut like this is Mortal Kombat
Just go look at Duke
type.
But
basketball,
this is
dude. We watched Duke basketball. Them boys was falling down before God even got there because they don't want to get hit, but
I, I
but
they
this is
want
the
the ref
part
to
that I
call
was
it.
talking about. This is what I'm talking about. I seen Marcus Smart on the baseline. The dude barely even bumped him. This man jumps 5 feet in the air
You
to
said
try to
barely
sell a
bumped.
flopping call.
He said barely bumped him, but he bumped him.
But why are you trying to kill yourself to sell a call?
Because
to
You
I
could
sell.
was bumped
easily
and
do
I want
something.
you
You
to
could
call it
easily do
foul.
like that, but that's so dang insinuated that they ain't even gonna believe it themselves. So it's like, why
Yeah,
are you doing that? That is
yeah.
BS. Like,
Because I
come
want
on,
Sometimes
him.
bro,
they
get
overact
back
it,
and do your
and that's why
thing.
they don't
You
get
know
the
what I'm
call.
saying? Like,
Dude, if
if you
I get
get
hit by
bumped
a
and
car,
you stumble off on the thing like that, that okay, we can
they might not
understand you
call a
got
foul ever.
bumped. But
They
if
might not call a
they
foul
ain't gonna
ever. I
call it,
get
but you
bumped
killing
and fall
yourself neither.
down. I get bumped and fall down. I get bumped and go fucking 5 feet in the
Matter
air.
of
And they
fact,
call
they didn't even.
down.
Matter of
They
fact, they
might
didn't even
call
call a
that one.
foul on them. They didn't fall. You just hurt yourself just to try to get a call, and it
I'm just
didn't
saying.
work. You could have easily made it believable versus you insinuating trying to get a call and hurting yourself, basically
Or
taking
maybe this is
yourself
the
out.
seventh
That's
time
just
this has happened.
crazy.
You now have to
But
really make it come out and
this
say,
is
dude,
this is
seventh
the
time I
reason
didn't
why
cut
they
you off.
made the rule against flopping. This is the reason why.
Yeah,
Well, I would say in
it got too much.
1963, if boys was playing basketball in 1963 and flopping, that's probably because people will run through your chest for real. Like there was a guy in 19 shit, there was people in
Oh, back
1980s
then, yeah, they
that
definitely
was
was
like,
bruising.
if you stand in the paint and just stand there and think that like, oh, I'm gonna take this charge, I'm not even going
Okay.
for the dunk. I'm
Well,
not.
it's
The
Yeah.
just like,
dunk isn't
well,
even
it's
on
just
my
like,
mind.
I'm finna just run through you.
I'm about to run straight through you. You know
Yeah.
well, it's just
what
like
they
what
say?
Karl
Welcome
Malone
to
said.
the
You
league,
stepped in.
brother.
Yeah.
Karl Malone said, "You stand in my way to try to take a charge. I'm about to try to go straight through you. I'm about to
Go
try to
Yeah.
straight
dunk
through
on
you.
you,
It's
whatever."
it's
So
gonna be
like
Yeah,
a
you're
charge.
right.
taking a flop back then might have been like you saying, oh, I'm gonna avoid the contact. But now taking a flop is like it doesn't matter if there's contact at all.
I need
I'm gonna
accuracy.
sell something that didn't happen at all. Like it did. Period. I'm gonna
It
sell you
didn't
this.
happen. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Then they play it back, and it's like, damn, that motherfucker didn't touch you. Because what my problem is when I hate going to like I'll be cooking or whatever, and then turn around. and you look on the TV, and LeBron is like, oh, rolling on the ground. He's like, damn, what happened? He's like, damn, what happened? I'm like, fuck, man, they messed over my boy LeBron. And then you see on the play, he's sitting there and the dude back up and barely even touch him. Head didn't even touch LeBron. He flipped all the way back. He flipped back so hard, 3 hair follicles fell out. He's like, oh, snap. And he holding his jaw. He's like, damn. That's the only part I hate about it is like, at least sell something. Don't sell me nothing. That's like
Yeah,
wrestling now.
that's
So
what I
now it
mean.
makes me
That's
think
what
that
I'm
this is
talking about.
staged.
That's what I'm talking about
Exactly.
when it comes to flopping.
Exactly.
You are selling
Exactly.
something. That's
That
my
didn't
definition of it. That's my definition of it. You're selling something that didn't literally happen, or it you
Yeah.
know dang well humanly possible. This mug didn't. Muggsy, it's like Muggsy Bogues ain't gonna sit there and make LeBron James fall 5 yards down the court.
Yeah.
So
We know this
but
ain't
to
gonna
me,
happen.
but to me, that
Yeah.
doesn't- if the rule states that Muggsy Bogues can't duck his shoulder into my chest, but you're looking at it saying, well, you're 6'8", he's 5'5", so I'm gonna let him get away with that. No, the rule states he can't do this,
Like I
Right.
regardless
said,
of weight,
he
That's
could
size, and
try
all
to
that.
but
So when
he
he's
could
doing
but
try
this,
to
I'm going.
sell the call, but when you are
yeah.
going
But it
above
has
and
to
beyond
happen.
to make it look so dang
Yeah.
unbelievable
Don't
to the
say you
human
can't sell
eye in
something that
real
didn't
time,
happen.
it's crazy work. It's like you are
Yeah.
come on, bro.
And-
Like don't do that. Just like you can easily just fall. It's cool. Wow,
I'm
yeah,
fine with it. Nope.
man, bump
I
me, I'm
just
gonna fall.
make it dramatic as possible.
No,
They're
see,
not
that's
gonna
the
hit 7 times
this
in a
ain't
row. Like that should have fell down
damn,
more.
this ain't a movie.
That should have fell down more because the way they was just letting him get fouled. If he would have hit down there and fell more, he would have got a lot more foul calls. But they used to let people hang on him. Why? Because they looked at it as an
Now
issue.
see,
Same you said with Muggsy
yeah,
Bogues.
that
Same you
is a
said that one
problem.
side,
That is
this. Well, no, the rules is the
hey,
rules.
that was a problem too. Like Shaq
Yeah,
got
and
hit.
that and,
If you literally are contacting the dude, you should get called for a foul. The
Yes.
rules
and they're
state
saying
that.
nobody's
If
making
I'm
contact with these
if
guys.
I'm ducking my shoulder and I ram my shoulder into I don't care if I'm 5'5" or not, and just blatant, you can literally see I'm doing this, and it's against the rules. Call the foul.
Yeah.
But
But if
if
there's
you
nothing that
are, if a
happens,
person barely just, if I catch it and I turn
or
around
if
and you just
nothing
happen to be
happens, you don't
behind
get
me and I
touched.
barely touched you, and you go rolling on the floor like I done hurt you,
Barely touched
that's
or not
BS.
touched.
For me, I'm seeing a lot of these where ain't nobody
There be a
touching
lot
me.
of there's a lot of ain't touching. Then there's barely touching. There's
Yeah.
also barely touching. And then there's
Yeah.
also flailing and flopping like Carl Anthony Towns been doing lately, just flailing his feet all over the damn place, trying to draw contact, kick the man in the nuts like 50,000 times in one game. I'm like, bro, really? I felt bad for Powell the other day. He got hit in the nuts like 6-7 times that one game because Towns' legs is flailing all over the place and they ain't calling nothing.
And I bet
That's
if you
crazy. That's crazy work.
To half
He
court.
was.
Yep,
He
the whole
was.
thing.
That man was getting hit and he was folded over, doubled over, real life,
Oh.
and they weren't calling against him. So
I guess I don't mind it because I watch soccer and that's just part
you
of the
flop
game.
in soccer.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's just part of the game. Like, hey, it's the game's moving so fast. I want any advantage I can get. So if
Yeah,
I
Yeah, I
can,
went to the I went
Now,
to the
if you're
clean
playing the
game.
game, I mean, yeah,
I went to
playing
the
the
clean
game. I
game a
mean,
couple weeks ago.
you
The
know, it
soccer
is what
game,
it
and I
is.
was
But
like,
if I can
you're gonna try to
deceive
game
you,
an advantage.
then that's what I'm doing. Like we said earlier.
but you're
If you try
saying
to
it to the
break the
point that people
rules,
are
with
making
contact.
contact.
Yeah.
They're saying nobody's making contact, and we've seen
I'm with
those
Broski.
videos where there's a
Either
majority
very
of people make
minuscule, yeah,
I seen
either
it
very
very
twice.
minuscule
minuscule,
or no
or no
contact at all,
contact
where
at
there's
all.
fouls being sold where there's no foul that's being made. That's what I
Yeah.
think the whole problem is selling
Yeah.
something that didn't happen.
Right.
So
Well,
like in
that's
soccer,
part
they
of the problem.
selling stuff that even though you bumped into me, you violated the rule book, so I can
I
sell
think
this.
we're
The
both
selling
exactly
of it,
not the touch too. It's
what?
just
It
part
shouldn't
of the
be.
game.
It shouldn't be called.
It's just part of the game. Well, it's a
Nah,
deceit.
but I'm saying
Advantage to this guy.
if you do a move that is in violation of the rules in soccer or basketball, my especially in soccer, it's a huge ass field, minimal referees, right? It's nowhere near the size of a basketball court, so you flailing out of catch somebody's attention, right? So if I barely bump into you on the soccer field, you flailing out of condition or blah, it's like I got to grab somebody's attention to the certain degree. Where in
Yeah.
basketball, it's the same thing, but there's a difference between to me selling a bump and selling something that didn't happen at all.
Right.
I've seen a video where LeBron James himself didn't get hit. He flailed around on the ground. They called no foul. He got up and walked off. That shit's just crazy to me. Cause it's like, so y'all out here playing around. Maybe it's like you know how the NFL teams like you can fake an injury just to get that extra time, like at the end of the games or whatever like that. Cause you know they have to call
Yeah.
an injury timeout. So I got a cramp. They'll tell you to sit down on the field. Don't run off the field. Sit down on the field so they'll call an injury timeout. I think it's one of them things like that. You know what I'm saying? Well, maybe it might be that. I'm gonna act like I'm hurt and then get a little extra time to catch my breath because I'm not conditioned enough for this easy ass game, or what
Yeah.
LeBron said, harder ass game. But in my mind, the selling of something that didn't happen is insane, no matter what sport it is, because we have too many cameras that's gonna catch it. If you
Yeah.
punch somebody in the nuts. We all know nut punches in boxing, and you like, oh, or even in UFC, you say, oh, like that hurt. You know what I mean? And then you watch somebody punch him in their hip, and he like on the ground rolling around. You're like, dang! And then you like, man, when I watch the little replay, they got punched in the hip. Like, what is he doing? Like, why is
Yeah.
he on the ground rolling around?
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing, dog? Get
Yeah.
up! Like, you know what I mean? But I think that's what it. I think that's what the whole difference in everything is. I think
I'm
there
down
has to
with
be a violation, though. There has to be a violation.
I'm down with gamemanship. Like if that's part of the game, it's been part of the game. I just think, like I said, people want to use it to try to knock certain players. Like it's been part of the game. None of this is new. They've been trying to sell and deceive. You want to do everything to your advantage to get a win.
So you
Everything.
don't think it's weird that LeBron James get knocked over by uh Bronson
Nope.
or Curry?
Nope. Because
Okay.
it's the ability for
So it's
me to get them to deceive the referees. Now it's putting them at disadvantage because now Brunson or Curry has a foul.
yeah.
Now
I
we
get
have
this.
the
Yeah.
call. Gamesmanship. Ain't nobody going out there playing straight up. Like if I
All
can
right.
get Curry off the court by drawing fouls on him or drawing phantom calls on him every time, I'm doing that. 'Cause that increases my chances of winning.
Hey, I tell it to you like this from this
Okay.
standpoint. If you are a player of the game, hey, them playing the game, that's the gamesmanship. But me as a fan watching the game, I can't stand it. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of
Okay,
like, why?
well, let me
Why are
tell
you
you.
doing that?
So,
That's what
so
makes it something
hey,
against me. Like I'm watching the game and I want to enjoy it, but I don't want to see this. This is not what I
hey,
want to see on the court.
KD was talking to a fan the other day. They don't give a damn, and they keep coming out saying they don't care what the fans want
Oh, I
or
know
like to
that.
see
Oh
or
yeah,
I
we
nothing
know
know
like
that.
that.
That's why I
We
say
know
if you
that.
are a
That's why
player,
they don't play
that's
82
one
their
games.
thing.
answer to
But for
you is to
me,
ask you, like, if you don't watch, if you don't like the game,
Don't watch it.
it's
nah. But
something
see, nope.
partiality.
But I love the game of basketball. So I like to
And
Right.
see a
there's
good
other
game of
ways
That's
to
the thing.
basketball.
enjoy the game of basketball.
But
You get what I'm saying?
uh,
But this is their product they're putting out, and they're okay with this.
Yeah.
well, yeah, I'm not.
Well,
I'm talking
KD was
about.
talking about
I'm
that dude
just
talking shit to him.
Yeah.
It's still, and I've heard them talk about, man, dude, you supposed to, my parlays. I've heard many a times these players come out and
not see
say, we
that.
don't
I
care what
ain't.
Bronson.
Nah, I don't
Yeah.
give a damn about that. But
You
I'm
think
just
LeBron
saying
do
from
that?
a
Yeah. I don't
standpoint.
either.
No, they don't. I know they don't care about us. That's the reason why it's become what it is. But
They
I'm
don't
just
really
saying,
care about us.
Yes.
as a fan from a fan's perspective, I don't like to see it. That's just my perspective, my opinion. This is an opinion based show.
Yep.
You don't like my opinion? I don't care. I don't know what to tell you. But
Yep.
that's just how I look at it. You know what I'm saying? It just it
That's
takes
just one
away from.
aspect of the game that doesn't carry that much weight to me. Because it's like I say, it's been done forever. But I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If that
Yeah.
carries more weight to you, then so be it.
No, it's just something to me. It's just something that is stupid to see. It's just kind of like arguing a call that you're not gonna get anymore.
Yeah.
That's what you see
Just run
receivers
your
doing.
cell
Hey,
phone down. Just
grab my arm, throw the flag, throw the flag. Well, he ain't touch you. He just got locked up. It's a way to
Yeah.
deceive, to gain an advantage.
yeah,
That's just part
yeah.
of
I
all
know it.
sports.
I know it. That don't mean I
Yeah.
gotta like it.
Y'all got any shout outs, man, before we get up off here?
Well, shit. Check out Bros Talk on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok. Appreciate y'all guys letting us come on, man.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh, most
Appreciate
definitely,
y'all
most
coming
definitely.
on. We definitely got to have y'all back on here. Definitely enjoyed it. King DanO, T Broski, Bros Talk Podcast. Y'all check them out, man. They're on YouTube. They're
Hey,
on
bro.
Facebook.
They paid me, bro. Did you get paid? I'm just throwing that out there.
All right. Yep. Fair enough. We'll
I got
talk
paid
about
with
that off camera.
yeah, I got paid with religious words, man.
Enjoy the
Yeah.
Motivational speech. I'll take it.
All right, man. Y'all have a good one.
All right,
Hey, man,
y'all.
appreciate y'all, man.
Peace.
All right.
All
Appreciate
right.
y'all. Peace.